Okay, so we're at Miss Cindy's beautiful art studio. I just absolutely love it. And as you can tell, she really does know a lot about boats, because look at that great painting. And I really enjoy seeing all of her work. She does so many things, and she often gives things to people and to organizations to help raise money. So Miss Cindy helps us with the Constitution Camp every year. And one thing I love about her is her creativity. So what are we doing today? We've been talking about George Washington and how his troops were on the Delaware River and had to cross on Christmas Eve in a cold, cold time. So they had to cross the river, and they didn't have any way to get their boats, their army across the river, and it was frozen and cold, and they were trying to surprise the British. So probably flat bottom boats were what they used. That's what we're making this year, is a flat bottom boat. And if you and your family would like to make one, Miss Cindy's going to show us how.
Hi, I'm Cindy, and we're going to make a replica of George's fleet boats, and we're going to use cardboard, because cardboard can look like anything if you do it right. And the first thing we're going to do, here's one that I did last night, and then I have another one a little more finished, but we're going to make the pattern for the bottom, and we're going to make the sides. And I used a pizza box. It was just about the right size, and it's the perfect thickness of cardboard, because cardboard can be really hard or, real flimsy. And we also, that way we can use the bottom, the flat part for the patterns, and then the sides that are almost off anyway for the sides of the boat. Okay, so first of all, you're going to take a piece of just white paper, or any kind of paper, it does not matter. Newspaper, does anybody know what that is anymore? Wrapping paper, copy paper, and you're going to draw half of this. You're going to make sort of like an iron. So go from straight, and then we want it to come to a point at the top. And then we're going to cut that out.
And you can make that boat any size you want to.
Any size you want to. I already have one cut out. And then you're going to take this, your pattern, and you're going to lay everything on a flat surface, which I don't have much flat surface in here. And you're going to draw around it. If you'll put it right up against the back of the box, the flat side, or up against where this bends, the part you're going to use for the side, it makes it perfect. Okay, and then you can either use scissors or a box cutter, X-Acto knife, if you're allowed to, or if an adult can be there with you. And you want to put something under it, another piece of cardboard, a cutting board, something under it, so that you'll protect the surface that you're working on, and you can tell when you've cut all the way through the cardboard, because what you want to do is do it all in one big straight line. And if you're using an X-Acto knife, get kind of where you can put your weight on the cardboard. Use your pointer finger right above the blade on the handle and push down into the other cardboard, and then pull it toward you, but I'm not pulling it so that I would accidentally poke myself. I'm just pulling it toward me, and I've got lots of control over it that way. And it's easier to go straight and just pull it out in one piece. And there's the bottom of the boat. Okay, so let's see, we'll use the brown side up, but it doesn't matter, because eventually we're going to spray paint the whole thing, or paint, and it's just going to look like, even if we use different colored paper, it's going to look, can I show them the finished?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you. This one doesn't have the final touches on it yet, but this is the one that we built earlier, and we have already painted it. And our next step is to put the doodads on it, things that would be in the boat that we didn't want to paint. So we're going to put that one back over there. And I'm just going to show you how to build the structure. You want to either have a bunch of little pieces of tape already pulled off and stuck somewhere to your arm, to your table.
Or
a friend, or have a friend there pulling off little pieces for you. It makes it go a lot faster. And we're going to take, okay, what I did with these are the sides of the pizza, the top of the pizza box. And what we did was just cut straight across, and definitely, if not with a box cutter, with a pair of scissors. And I have several pizza boxes going here, so. Okay, so we cut all 4 of them off. And then we use some hot glue. If you don't have hot glue, just use regular white glue or the clear glue, but something liquid, and give it time to dry. That will take a lot longer. That's why I'm using hot glue here, and it really does work well.
If you're allowed to use
If you're allowed to use hot glue, right. And I sometimes don't think I should be allowed to use it because I have burnt myself a lot of times. It's really, really easy to do.
Don't put your finger in your mouth.
Yeah, definitely. If it drips on your finger, don't do what you normally would, put your finger in. Well, maybe not. But run some cold water over it. Okay, and I'm going to see, and you have to be careful because it kind of squeezes out every now and then. So these are going to be my sides. And those are the 4 strips around the top of the pizza box.
And you kind of got it pliable so it would go around, didn't you?
Right. And that is the good thing about the cardboard is you can bend it and
shape it.
You could use like the side of the table if you really want it to be pliable.
You've got a rounded surface there.
Right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the tape, and on the inside, this isn't to make it sturdy, this is just to hold it in place while we make it sturdy. Might have to put one right at the tip, but start from the end, not in the middle. And this particular thing, we don't have to piece it together. Let's have a hole.
Oops, lost it. Okay.
If you do a big boat, you may have to put a piece and then tape it together and do more. But we're just gonna let that be there. And then we're going to take the piece over here, bend it, this way. No, yeah.
We didn't make these boats to actually go in the water. We wanted to, but we wanted to float them and have a boat race in Lake Granbury, and someday we may do that. So after this pandemic's over, you'll have to come to in-person Constitution Camp.
We could definitely make these durable enough to float.
A little more styrofoam.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start right there at the point. So it looks like it's not going to fit together, but then when I pull it up, and then we'll put a piece to close up the bow, it will fit together. All right, so I'm putting a little piece there. And if you have someone to hold this for you while you tape it, that's really good. When we used to do these things in school, I used to teach art in a high school. They would work with another person because we didn't have a real long time, in class every day to do it.
When we do this at Constitution Camp, we have about 25 minutes with anywhere from 12 to 20 kids, starting with 2nd graders through 6th graders. And then we have teenage helpers and a lot of mom helpers and some wonderful teachers like Miss Cindy that help teach this.
We want to get the cardboard is very flexible, and if it looks like you have a crack or a part that doesn't fit together, just make it fit together. because it's very forgiving.
If you use heavier cardboard, you might have to get it, spray it lightly with water,
Correct.
and it'll mold.
Just a mist.
Mist it, that's
Mist
a better
it.
word. And your tape person did not pull off the knife.
I used more than I should have. All right. That tape is just hard to get started. Okay.
Now there's two ways that she's going to show you how to finish it off.
Right.
Again with the hot glue gun or with
Okay. Now for this.
duct tape.
Right, the duct tape is great. I'm just going to bend this and hope that it meets in the middle, or I could cut these off and do the same thing. And I believe it is.
Bend in the middle, and then you can also,
All right. See how that cardboard, once I tape it, I can make it all straight.
you can add another piece of back there.
Makes it look a little nicer without just those sharp corners. Okay, I just learned something.
Whoops.
Where are you going? Okay. So we get this part taped together, and see, get it right, at least around that corner. Tape it to hold it. That's not to look pretty necessarily. We'll fix that. Well, that won't work.
And then quickly show them how to seal it.
Okay. Okay, now we have our basic boat hull. And one way to seal it, and this could hurt. So, you would start at the front, pinch the cardboard very tightly up against the sides, and see there's a hole right there. So I not hot glue there, it'll come through, get your hand. But on the inside, push it together. Come on, set to start from the front. Then I hold it together and just run a little bead of hot glue. Not all at one time, because that would definitely
Then you have to hold it till
get you
it's dry.
burned.
Yeah.
Correct. If you don't have hot glue, you can use Elmer's glue, just any white glue, but you will have to give it time to dry clear.
Yeah.
Don't use rubber cement or stick glue, because that's not permanent. That just holds paper to paper.
But we have some duct tape here that we're going to show
do.
you how to use.
Okay, so you can do that, and you see how now it's closed up. Okay, but if you don't have glue, if you'd rather use duct tape, we figured this out very nicely. You lay the duct tape halfway on the side, and then pull it closed. Oh, hot glue is still hot.
And if you need to snip a little piece so it'll overlap.
Right, and this one, since we're going around the curve, I might need to just clip it right there. Okay, pull it nice and tight on both sides. Smooth it the best you can. It's really not going to make a lot of difference after you paint it, because it's supposed to be a wooden boat. And just kind of overlap and go all the way around.
So this is the basic construction that Miss Cindy has shown you right now. And
Yeah, cut that. So when you go around the corner, it'll make a fold.
now, before you do the other side, just lay some things in there so they get the idea of where you put the styrofoam.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this one, I laid the styrofoam that way. And in this boat, we laid it, I don't know if you can still tell it's styrofoam, but we laid it long ways because we weren't sure if we wanted one flag, two flags, or
Sail.
three flags. Sails,
Sailboat.
correct. So you probably,
Or maybe it was one of those boats they had to pull because there was no
Right.
wind that night of
it could be
Christmas Eve when George Washington had to get across.
That's correct. So just in case, at least put a piece in the middle so that you
Have a place.
have a place if you decide you want to make a sail. And you would cut this with the X-Acto knife or a kitchen knife, a serrated kitchen knife, and it probably won't go all the way through. And then you can just put your hand right behind it and just pop it pretty straight.
And sometimes you can find a piece exactly the size you need it.
But sometimes just like
So, wanted to talk about what made these little holes in your boat.
Okay.
That looks so cool. And you can tell it's the pizza box because we didn't paint the bottom.
I'm going to show you that. So I found this cardboard at Walmart on stocking day. I go and take their trash, not from the dumpster, from the aisle, with permission. But you could use a hole punch, or you could cut little holes in cardboard, or find buttons. Something to give this basic, flat, little lifeless boat dimension. You want to build it up. It's like additive sculpting, where you build something up out of smaller things. And then when we paint it, it will look like one solid piece. Or, you know, like it all went together.
And once again, you can use whatever on that. So,
Right.
so, and then,
But we found this, and we definitely want this to be the same, look like the same material as the wood. And again, you can use regular white glue. It'll just take longer to dry. Hot glue. But be careful, this has holes in it. Hot glue's right back there.
so one of the things that you can do is look around the house and find all these things that you can use to stick on. And we found pieces of metal, and we found bolts and screws, and we found all kinds of beautiful things. And Miss Cindy found this little thing, or no, it's this one right here that you thought would go real nice. Show them how you're going to finish up this one a little bit.
All right, we're going to, after we got all the basic stuff in here, we took it outside and we used spray paint. We spray painted, did we get this part on the other one?
Yes,
Okay.
we did.
Okay, so after we spray painted it,
Just a second, just a second. So basically that's your construction that we're going to use, and now we're going to, on the next slide, you'll see how to spray paint.